Hey guys, okay, I think I have the filament chain all finished at this point, including the dial bulbs. So I took the glass off the front because I figured there was a high risk I was going to break it. And okay, now I have a risk I might break the cursor, but hey, probably easier to replace that than that custom made piece of glass that I had built. So basically, since everything is series strung here, so the supply comes in here to the first bulb, and from the other side of that goes to one side of the other one, and then back, and then you have the essentially the neutral coming back, and then across them we have a 50 ohm resistor. In the original set, that was a piece of resistive wire just running across here, which I haven't been able to find. Piece of wire that it would only be a few inches long and be 50 ohms in resistance. So I epoxied a fairly meaty 50 ohm resistor onto the back of the carriage for the cursor rail. So I've checked it mechanically, everything is still okay, and yeah, I think that's that bit done. I just realized I need to start fitting some grommets where all these cables are going through, so before I go do any more soldering, I think there's a couple of grommets I need to fit. And so essentially, we have the AC comes in, it goes into the capacitive dropper and then out again, and then off through all the tubes and the valve filaments, through the two dial bulbs with the 50 ohm resistor, and back to the other side of the switch, which is fed to the neutral. So that's that bit done. One other complication is my strategy for doing this was to do like the heater chain first, then do the power supply stuff, and then do all the B plus and everything. However, unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be able to do that, because, for instance, if you look here on the one that's already done, there's so little room in here. These two large electrolytics, and they're both on top of valve bases, and so you can't fit those until all the connections to the valve underneath are done. So it's going to be physical space constraints that dictate the sequence in which things get done, rather than a nice orderly way that I had originally planned. But hey, I guess my first rebuild project probably shouldn't have been on a set this small, but hey, we'll get there.